Hey, this is gojenn with the 27th episode of the gojenn podcast. I am hoping to show you the process that I go through when I have a new month and challenges that I want to craft for. But first, you see that picture there? Yes, that is my Jordan crochet lace top that I'm so proud of. I did finish it this week. I have no whips to talk about because 100% of my energy went into finishing that. I was so excited when I did. This was the picture about Wednesday. I had about 5 more rows around to go at the bottom, and I had finishing work, which was edging the collar and the armholes. So I had a lot of work left to do. But I finished. Yay, I finished close to midnight on Thursday, July 30th, because I went ahead and posted too because I was afraid you hear horror stories of people's internet going out and they weren't able to post and get points for the final project. So I wanted to make sure that I finished and posted this. I like to see the beginning to end comparison on this. So the top photo on the left were my supplies. I had 9 skeins of yarn. I did make a swatch. This center picture on the left is my 50% mark, and so it just took a lot from there. You see the pineapple motif, which is the main thing in this project, and it was my Charms owl, and it is completed, and now I have earned that badge. And really that's all it is a picture. It's a badge. That's that's what I worked so hard for. Not really. I worked so hard for the finished garment, but having the enhancement of being able to earn the owl, which is 200 points in the Harry Potter House Cup, that's a real incentive for me. Imaginary points, imaginary badges, it makes me happy. So I was able to complete that, and I wore it to work on Friday, and I'm very, very pleased with it. It's easy to wear. It's very, very swirly. I love it. I love it. Something else that I did was to take some of my mini skeins that I've gotten and put them into little balls. And they come in a skein, which you can't really knit or crochet from a skein because it's a long circle that twists and turns. So you really have to make it either into a ball that you wind by hand, or I've got a little manual ball winder, and then I have my Yarn Swift, that's the clothes hangers. I made that based on a tutorial that's on YouTube. So I don't have the person's name. I watched it long, long, long ago, gathered my supplies, and this was the first time that I'd really used it. There is a Lazy Susan, the disc that moves when the bottom of it doesn't. It's a kitchen tool basically, but that enables the Swift to turn around and around as you pull the yarn off of it. So I started with 6 mini skeins from the Space Cadet Mini Skein Club, which she just really has a very good product. And then I took a little while to make these balls with the yarn baller, because now all I have to do is just grab one of those balls and I can make a sock yarn blanket square. So that made me happy to do, and it's the little time that it took to do that is going to save me so much time. I'm not going to be tangling those as I try to use them. Okay, today is August 1st, and the Harry Potter House Cup has closed for the month of August. There are no classes. There's a hiatus every fourth month, and so the only game that I play is the Nerdopolis game, which is on Ravelry as well. In my opinion, so please take that as this is just my opinion, okay? I think Nerdopolis is easier to succeed. Their prompts are easier. They are more lenient about what they accept for their prompts. The Harry Potter House Cup really is strict, and they have very clear-cut guidelines, and you have to meet all of the requirements. Dot all your I's, cross your T's. Whereas Nerdopolis is more user-friendly. They're more likely to let something, so long as you can kind of explain how you're relating it to the challenge, that's all they really want, and they're very fun. It's more fun, whereas the Harry Potter House Cup is more like you're taking an actual class, which is the framework that you're in there. Okay, that being said, for the month of August, I want to use the yarns that I spun for Tour de Fleece. So these are the yarns that I finished up with, and I want to use them to make projects in the month of August. So in my mind, I want to think, when I'm trying to choose what project to make, I want to make sure that, will it work with my hand spun? So the first thing that I do is go to the Nerdopolis forum and look at the challenges. I have already gone and investigated what is required of the prompts. The fourth line down is wild card, and it says balls. The prompt there for the month of August is to craft something inspired by balls. So to make like your own little hacky sack, or make something out of that neon yellow yarn like a tennis ball. Those are the suggestions. So I'm thinking if I made a scarf or cowl or something to that, like that, then I can ball it up and maybe tie it with a piece of yarn, something like that, and it will look like a ball. So that's my plan for that. The next one down is Nerdopolis University, and their prompt is to make something based off of something microscopic. So I immediately thought about, if I have a cowl, I can shape and form it for the photograph, for the unfinished photograph, and it can look like a paramecium or an amoeba, that kind of thing, and that'll be perfectly fine for that. Carousel, love what you do. The prompt for that challenge is to make something inspired by one of the Nerdopolis nerderies. Okay. If you play the Nerdopolis game, you're familiar with the nerderies. I am on team paranormal investigations, like the X-Files, Fringe, the movie Men in Black, that kind of thing. So that's where I need to take my inspiration from. But this month the prompt is wide open. I can choose any nerdery in the game. So that really opens it up, and I'm sure I'll be able to find something to work with a scarf or cowl. The other prompts in Nerdopolis are Area 51, which is for whips, and that is for projects that you have in process, or you're using the yarn out of deep stash, which I think is more than 6 months and maybe more than 12 months. And the other prompt is the lab, and that is for things that are not one of the 4 main Ravelry crafts, which are knitting, crochet, spinning, and dyeing. So if you want to make something with macrame, you want to paint or draw or metalworking, jewelry making, sewing, all of those things are accepted there. So I have a general idea of what I'm going to make. I think I can fit a scarf or cowl for just about anything I need this month. So now I'm going to go to the pattern search. And I always go straight to the advanced pattern search because I can put in all of the parameters that would work for my projects. Okay, you'll see at the top the things that I chose were I wanted it to be a free pattern. I wanted a cowl, scarf, or a shawl pattern. It was to be a crochet project. It needed to have a photo. I like to support Ravelry designers. Even if I'm using a free pattern, I'm going to mention the designer's name, and I think just doing that, I'm helping to advertise for them. I said that my yarn weight was worsted or bulky, and my yardage was between 0 and 300 yards. And I hit search, and Ravelry flew back with suggestions for me. The first one is perfect. I have made that Artfully Simple Infinity Scarf by Tamara Kelly, or Moogly. I've made that several times. It is always beautiful, it's simple, and it's perfect for hand-spun yarn. So that went to my queue. The second picture looks like it might be too much yarn for what I have. That looks like that's on the upper edge of my 300 yards. I don't think I've got enough for that. The So Simple Scarf, which is the third item, I put that on my queue because that is that looks like something that I may want to make. And just because I add it to my queue, it doesn't mean I have to. Okay? It's just, that's a quick place for me to go to choose what I want to make. And the next picture is for the Bandito cowl. And when I looked at that pattern page, it's perfect for what I want to make this time too. So that's at least one scarf and a cowl that I was happy with. So here's my queue. I went through my favorites for scarf and cowl, and I have made this Crobactus. I don't know how you really pronounce it. I think it's based on a knitting pattern I think is the Bactus. So this is probably the Crow Bactus. That's a very simple pattern to follow and would work. There is the Bandito cowl, the Artfully Simple Infinity scarf, and then I found some scalloped boot cuffs. Okay, I hadn't even thought about that, but my daughter wears boots in the winter, so maybe I could make her a pair of boot cuffs. You know, this is just another idea of something that I could use my hand spun for. So now I'm ready to go into August. I have 4 patterns ready, and I think I will probably make all 4 of these during the month of August using my hand spun. That being said, the plan is very, very fluid. If I start making the Bandito cowl and I see that it is not working for me, maybe it uses some stitch that I really hate, I can quickly, you know, frog that yarn and make something different. These are my ideas for me to use. But anyway, I now have my plan for Nerdopolis for the month of August, and that's my process. I like to plan everything at the first of the month so that I have an idea of what I'm going to be making. Of course, I can change my mind at any time. I could, if I chose to, I could just not make anything. But I'm going to, because I'm on a team and I feel like I have to. Again, this is all for imaginary credit. It will eventually be the holiday season, and I'll need to have some gifts made, and I want to use my hand spun because I want to see how it is to actually crochet with my hand spun. So that's my plan for August for Nerdopolis. And that is all I have for this time. I appreciate you coming by to be with me. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I don't have anything new to report on the book scene because I was so busy with my crocheting my lace top that I didn't do anything but work on that. I didn't read, didn't really listen to my books. I just kept my head down and crocheted to make sure I'd finish. So I will see you next time. You know you can find me as gojenn, Gojenn, on Ravelry. Please join our Ravelry group. It's the gojenn podcast group. I would really like to get something going there more. Communication is a two-way stream. I want to hear more from you. What do you want me to tell you about? Is there something in particular that I do that you don't know why or how I do it? Let me know. Give me feedback. Tell me that you think I should not do slideshows anymore, or you think that you like the slideshows, or whatever. Just let me know. I also try to post to Instagram daily. Gojenn there as well, and on YouTube, which is where I believe you probably found my video. And if you subscribe to the channel, YouTube will send you an email to let you know when the next video goes up. So that's me for the week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, the first full week of August coming up. Try to stay cool. I know it's going to be hot around the northern hemisphere. Enjoy your week. As always, I wish you a week filled with lots and lots of love and laughter and air conditioning.